What's up guys, today I'm going to be ranking every Cuphead DLC boss that was made. Before this video starts, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Number 12, the King's Leap Pawns. These are just in the King's Leap. These are the first boss there, and they're pretty easy. All you have to do is parry the pink heads, and then they're dead. Okay. It does take a while because the ones that you've already parried can come down and kill you. Which is confusing, because it is. By the time you have one left, it's going to take forever for that one to go down. But then eventually you'll get the knockout. Number 11, the King's Leap Bishop. The Bishop is like the easiest one of the King's Leap, but the Pawns is just easier because I didn't die that much on that one. This one's super easy. All you gotta do is blow out all the candles and parry his head when it turns pink. But he does let out all these bells that you have to dodge. And in this final part where you have to take out all the candles was pretty crazy for me because I almost died. Then you get the knockout after you parry him that one last time. Number 10, the King's Leap Knight. The Knight is pretty hard. You have to stay close to him and then parry his head whenever he's like down and distracted. If you stay far away, he will tell you to come closer. Some of these attacks, it's pretty hard to parry. You have to parry his head 20 times for it to get the knockout. Sometimes he goes right across the screen where you can parry him twice. Sometimes he does this attack, I don't know what it's called, but that. And then there's another attack that you probably saw a lot of times and you get the knockout. Number 9, the King's Leap Queen. The Queen is pretty hard, but it's not the hardest of them all. All you gotta do is aim the cannons at her and hit her. You gotta dodge the jewelry and sometimes dodge the other things that she shoots out. You can parry those because they're pink. These things right here. I don't know what they are. They look like the lions. But eventually, if you hit her a lot, you will send out so much jewelry, which will take about maybe 10 to 20 seconds, but eventually you'll get the knockout. Number 8, the King's Leap Rook. The Rook or Rook is, you just gotta parry these things, dodge the sparks. You also can't parry the skulls or else you probably take damage, I think I got hit by those once. If you keep hitting him with these things, you gotta keep hitting him with these heads he keeps chopping off. Keep parrying him. And then eventually he'll die. Get the knockout and his head will fall off. Number 7, the Howling Aces. So far, one of the easiest non-King's Leap bosses, the Howling Aces. This first phase, all you do is dodge these small dogs throwing the tennis balls and the fire hydrant. And this big one will send out various attacks. This is one of them. He will send out his bones, one of his tattoos, and he also send out a cat. For the second phase, you have to just get rid of all of these dogs, who they shoot out the word bow and wow. Never knew that. And then the final phase, this dog just pops up, and you gotta keep shooting her until she dies. And it also tilts your screen. Also, you also have to dodge all these lasers, and after you do all of that, you can get the knockout. Number 6, Esther Winchester. Esther Winchester is the only plain fight in all of Inkwell Isle 4. Pretty easy. It didn't take me that long to beat him. For this first phase, he just throws a lot of things. The second phase, he throws a lot of safes and money. You just gotta dodge all of this money that the vacuum cleaner throws out. After a while, she will get sucked up into the vacuum cleaner and get turned into a sausage roll. Then you can parry some of these things. And then you can get to this final phase. You have to go through these holes into the sausage and go through the openings, and then you can eventually get the knockout after a while. You even get the golden touch. That's like your 10th boss you beat Alice. Number 5, the Angel and Demon Secret Boss. These guys are tricky for a while, but I realized if I just keep using Chaser, I don't really need to aim at all. So I use Chaser and Crackshot, which was a pretty good combination for this boss. You have to watch everything with the angel shoots and the devil shoots, because you got to pay attention to the angel, because if you turn around right when this fire thing's, when it switches, if the angel's shooting something, it will turn into a fireball, so you can get hit. But there's only one phase on this, so it's pretty easy after a while. And then you can finally, after a while, this boss isn't that long, but still, you can get the knockout, and you get a nice achievement, a horrible night to sleep. Number 4, Moonshine Mob. This boss was tricky. Took me a while, but finally did it. Took out this boss, Spider guy. All he does is like throw out some bugs at you and some bombs. And this person has a music player, and you got a shooter, and you gotta dodge these red ones. And she also has some TNT things coming out. You gotta dodge those too. You also have these bugs, patrol bugs or whatever they are. They will run at you, so you're going to have to dodge those. This is the best part to use your super, so this phase will go pretty fast, because this is pretty hard. And this, he finally goes down, and then we get the final phase. The only thing to know is that the nose is the only hit point, is a secret knockout. Well, fake knockout. Keep shooting. Knockout! That's the fake knockout. And then you just keep shooting. I knew that was a fake knockout because I was told. Number 3, Glumstone the Giant. Glumstone the Giant was pretty hard, but it was kind of easy, but pretty hard for me. It took me a while to beat. The first boss I ever beat in the Inkwell Isle. The first phase, it's kind of easy. The second phase gave me the most trouble. Not from the King Dice and the Devil thing. It's from these gnomes that keep coming out of the ground. See, that I had 4 HP when I did it, because I somehow was able to conserve all 4 of my health for this phase. The Ghostly Barrage is the best super for this one, because then you can hit both of them and get maximum damage. And you can get a free parry. And they finally go down, and then you can get to the final phase where Glumstone eats you. Yes. And you gotta fight this thing. These gnomes will throw out these things. He will spit out chicken, but if he spits out the bone, this thing will come up, and if you parry it, all the platforms that were knocked down before can come back up. You just gotta keep parrying those, and be watchful for the gnomes. Because Glumstone himself, his phase doesn't really do anything. Number 2, Mortimer Freeze. Mortimer Freeze was so hard. It took me about an hour and a half to beat him. That's a while. Which is pretty hard. This first phase, I got the hang of. You just gotta, whenever he shows this out, you gotta shoot him. If you ever see a pink card, parry it. That time I didn't. I don't think I was able to. He sends out these a lot. And then you also gotta dodge the whale that he sends out. Slams on the ground. Eventually, if you hit him enough, he will go into his next phase. Which is, I say, harder. This spot, he doesn't really take damage. So you just gotta keep going. I used Roundabout for this one. When he turns into a refrigerator, you just gotta dodge the ice cubes he sends out. But after that, he also sends out popsicles and they will attack you. Also, he has this sword attack which he slams on the ground. He also can go around twice, and he also can jump, which is also pretty confusing. Which I have my super. Look at that. He finally dies. And then you can go into this final phase. I would say save your super for this one. Because then, if you make it the shield pal, you don't need to take unnecessary damage. But also, Ghostly Barrage is another one you can use. And also, he has this eye attack when he sends out his eye for some reason. He also has this other attack which I don't know what it is. This guy just sends out buckets. One of them is parryable, but I never did. And then eventually you can get the knockout. Number 1, Chef Saltbaker. Chef Saltbaker is the hardest boss that I've ever played in Cuphead. It took me a total of 6 hours, 2 3-hour live streams to beat him. But eventually I finally beat him. Just use crack shot most of the way. Make your super the shield pal, so then you can have more health. This playthrough I had, the one I beat it, I saved all my HP from the first phase. And then you also have to parry all the parryable things that the pepper shakers throw out, so then you can get your super faster, because the third phase has nothing parryable. Fourth phase does, because it's Salt Baker himself. As soon as you get your super, always use it. Eventually, if you just keep throwing these pepper shakers at him, you'll eventually just explode and actually turn into salt. It takes a while. I don't know how many times you have to hit him for this, but eventually I did it. Then it becomes a salt thing, but that's just like 2 seconds long. All you need to hit is one super that is not shield pound, he's already dead. So then the final phase is this heart. You can parry it. This is the pretty hard phase for me, because I'm not good with platforming. Finally, I beat him, which was great for me, because then I was done with Cuphead. And you get an achievement, compliments to the chef, when you beat the Salt Baker. See, I'm not moving because I'm going crazy. The thing is, every single time I do a boss that's so hard, I get an A. Tradition goes on, I still got an A. Ooh. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.